Seen better players. Angel Reese rages after Patrick bet David destroy her delusion for latest stunt. Angel Reese, the celebrated LSU basketball star, has made headlines recently with her bold claims about the WNBA's financial structures, including threats of a player's strike over salary and benefits. Reese argues that WNBA players deserve significantly higher salaries, claiming she should earn $1.8 million per year. However, her assertions have come under fire from Patrick Bet-David, who has laid bare the stark financial realities facing the league. To understand Reese's position, it's essential to grasp the economic backdrop of the WNBA. The league has reportedly lost around $50 million annually over the past few years. Despite claims that the WNBA generates around $150 to $200 million in revenue, Patrick Bet-David argues that the reality is much harsher. The league has been operating at a loss since its inception, relying heavily on NBA subsidies for survival. Without these financial lifelines, the WNBA would likely have folded long ago. David's critique likens the WNBA's financial situation to a teenager demanding more allowance while their parents are struggling to pay the bills. This analogy highlights the disconnect between Reese's demands and the league's economic viability. The WNBA's financial model is not built on profitability, but rather on marketing and goodwill support from the NBA. One of the most compelling points in the discussion revolves around attendance figures. Caitlin Clark, another standout player, has emerged as a significant draw for audiences. Games featuring Clark have seen attendance numbers soar to an average of 15,300, compared to Reese's games, which attract around 10,000 spectators. This 53% difference in attendance is not just a minor statistic. It reflects who is truly moving the needle in women's basketball. The contrast between Clark's and Reese's impact is profound. Clark's games have generated a staggering 170% increase in viewership on ESPN, making her a financial asset in a league desperately seeking to attract fans and advertisers. The numbers clearly indicate that Clark is not just a player, but a phenomenon who has the potential to reshape the financial future of the WNBA. David's analysis underscores a critical economic principle. Salaries in sports are typically determined by the league's revenue. Currently, WNBA players receive only 9.3% of league revenue, while NBA players earn about 50%. This significant disparity stems from the vast difference in revenue generation between the two leagues. The NBA earns over $1 billion annually, while the WNBA struggles to reach even half that amount. Reese's complaints about her $74,000 salary overlook this essential economic reality. There simply isn't enough money in the WNBA to meet her demands. David emphasizes that asking for higher salaries in a league that has never turned a profit is unrealistic. If WNBA players were to push for a salary increase to 15% of revenue, it could lead to the collapse of at least two franchises, devastating the league further. Reese's suggestion of a strike poses a further dilemma. A player strike in a financially unstable league could lead to catastrophic consequences. David points out that, while strikes in other leagues have sometimes led to improved conditions, the WNBA lacks the financial stability to withstand such an action. If players were to walk out, the league could save money by avoiding operational costs, ultimately exacerbating the financial crisis. The threat of a strike, then, is not just an issue of fairness, but one of survival. The WNBA is not in a position to grant substantial salary increases without jeopardizing its very existence. While Reese's intentions may stem from a desire for fair compensation, the reality is that the WNBA's financial future hinges on players like Caitlin Clark, who can attract fans and generate revenue. Clark's rising star is a beacon of hope for the league, potentially offering a path to profitability that could allow for higher salaries across the board. The contrasting narratives of Reese and Clark illustrate a crucial point. The sustainability of the WNBA depends on its ability to draw in viewers and create a robust financial model. The league must focus on capitalizing on the popularity of players like Clark rather than getting caught up in demands that ignore the economic landscape. The conversation surrounding Angel Reese and Patrick Bet David highlights a broader issue in sports.